So I'm going to use pure white pigment and apply that to my lid. And I'm not going to rub this color in too much because I want it to kind of stay heavy on the lid. And I'm just going to blend it out around the crease area. So I'm going to pat it on my lid and sweep it up into my crease, what's left on my finger, and blend it up. But pat on the lid and blend up. I'm going to go in my Makeup Forever, and this color is called Cinnamon. And I'm going to use a blending brush and apply that to my crease. I'm going to go back in the Makeup Forever palette, and I'm going to go in this color right here, and it's called Apple Green. And I'm going to use a flat shader brush to do that. And I want to pick up some of the color and tap off my brush. And also on the back of my hand, just dab it and apply that to the inner third of my lid. And I'm going to pack the color on before I sweep it across my lid. Well, across the inner third. And you want to try to keep the color on the lid unless you're going for a different look. Then you can take it up into the crease. But since I'm going for the look that I'm going for, I'm going to apply it like that first. And now that I got the desired color that I want, I'm going to take a different flat shader brush and go into this Inglot palette. And I'm going to be using these two greens right here. And I'm going to use this green first. It has shimmer in it. And I'm going to apply that right on the side of where I applied the first green color that I laid down. I'm going to tap off my brush and apply that color. And pat it on. I'm patting first because I just want to lay the color down. And you want to stop it before you get to the crease. Iron brush and flip it over and pick up a dark green and tap off my brush and apply that to the remainder of my lid. And I'm going to pull the color that I laid on the outside out a little. I'm just going to put my brush on it, and I'm going to look down into my mirror, and I'm going to pull the color out. I'm going to get a little more because I want a little more color. And then I'm going to pick up a little more and add that back to the outside of my eye. And then I'm going to sweep it over and use that tapping motions to blend the light green with shimmer in with the dark green. And I'm going to pick up the same flat shader brush that I used to apply the green on the inner part of my eye, and I'm going to take that and use it to blend where I applied the first green and the second green. Where they meet, I want to blend it out. I'm going to take the same brush that I used for the two dark green colors, and I'm going to use it as well to help blend. And I'm not pushing. You don't want to push when you're using dark colors because you will get too much color. So just lightly sweep the color and then take the other brush and just continue to do that until you get the desired effect that you want. I'm going to take a blending brush back and just blend that green on the outer corner of my eye. Just blend it, and I'm circling, doing circular motions. And I'm just going to do that and sweep in until I get it the way that I want it to be. Slanted shader brush, and this is from Tone 4, and I do love this brush. One of my favorite brushes to do crease work with. And I'm just going to pick up a matte black. You can use any kind of black shadow that you have, and I'm going to place that on my outer V area, making a V shape. But I'm also going to take the color in, but I'm using a light hand, light as I can get, because I don't want it to be too dark. And I'm going to sweep in a little bit and going lighter as I get further in with the brush. And then I'm going to take the brush and sweep up, not pressing hard because I don't want to deposit a lot of color onto my lid. And now that I've got that like that, I'm going to take the same blending brush that I've been using and blend the edges because I don't want to disturb the color that I put down. And that's about the look that I want. And where I said earlier you don't want to put any color right here, it's because I'm finna add some more color to that. And I'm going to use the same flat shader brush and go back into the acid green and tap out my brush. And I'm going to lightly apply that up to where I used the black, where it stopped off at. And then I'm going to take my blending brush back and just blend right on the edge of the line. And that's it. I'm going to take a little more of that acid green and apply to my inner third of my eye. To the inner corner, not inner third, sorry. And I'm going to repeat the step of the same colors that I have up here on the lower lash line. And I'm going to apply these lashes from Ordell called Double Up Lashes, number 201. And for mascara, I'm going to use this CoverGirl 24-Hour Lash Blast and Benefit. They're real. And I'll be back with the rest of the video because I'm going to show you guys how I contour and highlight my face. Also, for the highlight, I'm going to use a color out of my BH Cosmetics palette, and it's just a light green right here. And I'm going to go ahead and apply that on camera. And I'm just using a bigger shader brush. And I'm going to tap in that color and apply that as a highlight so you guys can see how it looks. And I always apply my highlight in the arch of my brow first. And then I spread it out because I want the arch to be the brightest. And then I bring it down sometimes all the way and sometimes I don't. But today I'm going to bring it on down lightly because I don't want it heavy in there. And I'm going to pick up more color and do my other one. And then I'm going to take my blending brush back and blend where my highlight color and the crease color meet, which is that brown. And blend those two.